Hi friends, it's Petra here with another Bramble Fox video, and today I'm using a gorgeous Bramble Fox title, and I'm starting off with tearing that paper with that amazing edge template. And I use it quite a lot because it gives the perfect tear. And I will tear some by hand later on, but it is the perfect start when you want to have a beautiful torn paper. I'm using the March hip kit, and I decided to create kind of a monotone vintagey looking layout. So I'm using two papers, and I'm cutting out the labels on this one to use in my layout. So I decide to give the edges a bit of color with my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. And I want to fussy cut those gorgeous black and white flowers. Well, they're not completely black and white because there is some color in that paper, but I will be giving them some color by hand later on. And I start by cutting out that entire edge to use in my layout later. So I'm marking the center of my page because I want to create a layout in the center of my page, and that torn paper will be placed in the middle. And now I'm using that template again just to create a bit of an oval shape. And I don't want the paper to be going from edge to edge, so I will shorten it a bit. And I'm also marking the top and the bottom part of that piece of paper because I'm going to do some mixed media now. And I decide I want to give some black paint strokes on that paper, and I'm using a white brush and simply picking up little bits of paint and then simply lightly brush over your paper, and here and there give some extra pressure so you can guide it on your own. And I always like that effect very much. And you won't believe it, but that little bottle of black paint, I haven't used it in a while. I think it's about 15 years old. So I have used black inks instead of that acrylic paint, but it still works fine. So did some splattering, as you see, while I was blubbing away. And now I'm backing my photo with the same design paper as that torn piece. Oh, it isn't the same paper. Sorry. But also a paper from the March kit. So here is that title, and I adore this title. I don't know how Marek does it, but she comes up with the most beautiful, beautiful perspectives, and this is maybe one of my favorite titles. That little heart with photo, I love it, and that grayish color that it has, I think it's the best. But I'm slightly biased, perhaps. So I have arranged the tags behind my photo, and when I think that that looks okay, I punch a hole in all of them with my big bite, but I thought, well, why bother to put it in screen? And I decided to hand color the flowers to give them a bit of color and to match it a bit with the tags that I'm using. So also incorporating a touch of pink, and I have dropped a bit of vintage photo ink on the left side. Perhaps you can see it. I will point it out later. So I will see there. So I will be adding some color over there and on the bottom, simply to cover up my oops. And in the end, I thought it worked out perfectly. So be at ease with your oops. That's not something I'm really good at, but I'm trying. So still seeing if I'm liking that way of putting the tags, and what I do, I simply put some double-sided tape on my photo and pick up the first tag and just try to glue them on the back of my photo before I'm adhering everything down. So using a bit of foam tape there just to give it some elevation, and it might be subtle, but I always like to use some foam tape here and there just to give some more dimension to your layout. So I'm using two different pieces of paper snips, and one is the number 5 and the other one is the number 9. And I will be linking everything in the description box so you can check it out and have easy access to the shop. And the white paper snip, I also give a bit of vintage photo edges to match the rest of the layout. And that's it. I hope you like it. I hope you got some inspiration out of it. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.